Turntable spinning, YouTube trending, and should I stay or should I go viral? Welcome to the Unlimited Supply Podcast, your daily music business TLDR in your ear, powered by a punishing amount of TikTok scrolling and trolling, and brought to you by NoDisc, helping music, technology, and finance companies navigate the music industry, and partnered with Digital Music News. It's December 3rd, 2025. I'm Lars Murray. It's Viral Wednesday, but before we go viral, well, the executive turntable is spinning this week, and music business worldwide seems to be scooping Billboard on its own turf. The turntable is actually spinning in a happy holidays fashion. First of all, Warner Music head Robert Kyncl signed on for another 3 years, as reported in an SEC filing from Monday. His package is loaded with incentives, with a $10 million stock option grant contingent upon growth and another $5 million a year vesting after 3 years. Certainly he's not going to miss any meals or rent payments, but given that these are all incentive-based, it doesn't seem that outlandish given all of the contingencies attached. Tim Ingham broke the story over at Music Business Worldwide on Monday night. Over on the indie side, we go to Indie Week every year and ask people, who are you and why are you here? Well, we never have to ask Lisa Hresko either of those two questions. She's Lisa effin' Hresko, and she's there to make things happen. Congrats to old friend Lisa, who's been a big part of making the trains run on time at A2IM for the past few years. A2IM made her operational role even more official this week, naming her COO, which should allow incoming A2IM head Ian Harrison, who was announced at the end of September and starts in January, to hit the ground running. Rafaella Fornitani had the story also over at Music Business Worldwide. All right, let's go viral. There was a new development on Monday in the ongoing I Run controversy. I'm not going to recap the whole thing here. You can listen to last Tuesday's episode if you need a refresher. But Jorja Smith, whose voice was emulated on Suno for the original release of the song, more effectively, in my opinion, than Sean Baker's imitation of Johnny Cash that we discussed yesterday, and actually using AI, well, Jorja Smith is suing Haven, the artist who originally put up I Run, before it was taken down and then put up again with another vocalist. She's suing for a share of the royalties on I Run, which has run rampant on TikTok and been on and off the major on-demand audio services ever since. Laura Snape has the story over at The Guardian. It's got to be a pretty cool job to be the culture and trend manager for YouTube, even if you don't get to put your name on the YouTube Yearly Top Trends report. But it's even cooler if you do, and that's the task that falls to Maddy Buxton. Maddy published the year-end report this week. Some of it is not surprising. Mr. Beast is the #1 creator on YouTube for the 6th year in a row. The Mr. Beast mode of YouTube music this year is Bruno Mars, who had not just the #1 song on the platform, his duet with Lady Gaga, Die With a Smile, but also the #1 K-pop song and #2 song overall, A Pitiu with Rosie, which scratched the "that's not my name" / Mickey itch that flares up every few years in popular culture. A Pitiu was also the fastest K-pop song ever to 1 billion views on the platform. Rounding out the top 10 were a bunch of K-pop Demon Hunters tracks, Kendrick Lamar and Alex Warren. That's an awful lot of concentration at the top. The top songs on YouTube Shorts were a little better distributed. I'm not going to run through them all here, but #1 was Forrest Frank's Your Way Is Better. Gotta say, I didn't have a track from a contemporary Christian artist on Elliot Grange's 10K projects topping the 2025 YouTube Shorts chart on my bingo card. Certainly a little bit of divine intervention that will help Robert Kyncl, who I don't have to remind you came from YouTube, to hit those growth targets over at WMG. In the news you can use department over at Social Media Today, Andrew Hutchinson pointed to a handy-dandy infographic from the website company Red. It's 15 social media marketing trends to look at in 2026. It's all pretty common sense stuff, but never a bad idea to take some reminders. And remember, it's usually the folks who zig when the others are zagging who really go big. Nonetheless, good review material over at Social Media Today. All right, let's check in and see what's actually viral this week. Well, it's Christmas time, and to paraphrase Jake Brennan, there's a little slice of Christmas cheese climbing the TikTok chart this week. It's a little piece of production music called Christmas is Coming. It would not sound out of place on any retail ad for any product, which is probably why it's racking up 28,000 videos per day right now and has achieved a total of 2 million videos created so far, with an almost vertical growth curve for creator DM Productions. Christmas is Coming is not to be confused with Christmas is Coming by Vince Guaraldi or dozens of other songs called Christmas is Coming. All right, let's check in with our viral correspondent, Lydia Valentino. What do you got this week, Lydia?
Hey Lars, Radio by Bershi, originally released in 2022, reached number 1 on viral Spotify last month. The song's found its audience after being used in the episodic adventure game Dispatch, released over the fall by Ad Hoc Studio. And one for the olds, Tiffany's 1987 hit I Think We're Alone Now, originally written by Richie Cordell for Tommy Jones and the Shondells back in '67, reaches number 6 on US Shazam. Can you tell there's a new season of Stranger Things?
Thank you, Lydia. You can check out Lydia's weekly V30 playlist on YouTube. There's a link in the show notes. And maybe, just maybe, Lydia will show up in that top creators list one of these years. By the way, I think you meant to say Tommy James, Lydia. Tommy Jones, or Tom Jones, is a little different. Youth. And by the way, I Think We're Alone Now wasn't the only viral for the olds, spawned by Stranger Things this week. That other Mr. Jones, Mick of The Clash, not to be confused with Mick Jones of Foreigner, Lydia. I know these old guys are hard to keep straight. Mick Jones wasn't asking the question, should I stay or should I go viral, back in 1982 when The Clash released one of my favorite top 40 hits of all time. Nope, viral wasn't a thing yet. But 43 years later, Should I Stay or Should I Go went. It went viral on the back of a Stranger Things visual meme that's serving as the background for various creative expressions, most of them not very punk rock. And that's another Viral Wednesday. If you're a label, distributor, or publisher and want to provide advance funds to help your artists invest in their careers with zero risk to your business, you should be working with Royfi. Royfi will provide everything you need to make the advance, the funding, the technology, and they'll assume the risk. Best of all, it costs you nothing, and you can even make some money along the way. Royfi provides advance funds to some of the biggest, most respected distributors in the industry. For more info, hit me up directly or visit royfi.com. And we're supported by Hangout.fm. Hangout by Turntable Labs, Inc. is the new social listening platform where users connect, discover new music, and play over 100 million songs with their friends and family. If you like what you hear, please hit that follow button wherever you get your pods. I live for your praise and encouragement, but don't just tell me, seriously. It only matters if you drop us a rating and or a review on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or Spotify, and tell a friend or three. Links are in the show notes, but you can also visit unlimitedsupplypod.com to sign up for our newsletter, to tell us what you think about the show, to suggest feature ideas, to feed us info, to feed us lunch, to call us out on our dubious assertions, and to tell us what we're missing out on. I'm Lars Murray, and remember, in this business, no conflict means no interest.